This was probably my cleanest trade ever on euro dollar. Or across any market for that case, right? It was zero drawdown, filled right off the top wick to the pip, or pipette, let's say. And as a discretionary trader, a lot of my edge comes down to intuition. It's that ability to, sense what the market is about to do. And while that might sound cliche, it's really just a product of years and almost a decade of screen time, and just recognizing the same behaviors play out over and over. To outsiders, it might look like luck. Okay, and yeah, there might be a little bit of luck. Okay, the broker might have filled me in at an amazing price, which it did, but there's a clear process behind it. So in this breakdown, I'll show you how I caught it and why trusting your edge is everything. So guys, as you can see here, this is a screenshot from my trading platform, specifically MasterTrader, and what I use for my funded account, right? And as you can see, this is the price I got filled in, so the open price, the close price. My TP was a little bit higher, but obviously due to spreads, I got closed out at 58. But obviously my 62 was 2R, was 2.14, right? So it was around 2R, obviously when you factor in spreads, commissions, etc., right? And as you can see, this is the date, so the 28th, I think, as you can see in the bottom there. And this is the time of entering. Now the platform is 1 hour behind. As you can see, it says 7:27, but it's actually at 6:27. And pretty much, as you can see from here, I'll discuss the entry in a minute, but actually I'll just go over the time quickly. So this kind of closed at 7:26, right? And then obviously we went into 7:27, and then I waited 18 seconds, as you can see, and 18 seconds in was where this top wick was, right, created, okay, and price reversed. So that's just the proof there that I actually took the trade, just because, I got proof for all my trades, but this one is just insane because of the price fill. As you can see, the price is on the right hand side there. So yeah, let's just jump into this actual trade process. So 4 hour wise, there wasn't really much 4 hour involvement, to be honest. Neither was there daily and weekly. In terms of the bullish range on the 4 hour, we were still bullish. We previously wick rejected out the external low there, and obviously shifted bullish with a lot of momentum. So obviously what I was looking for was ideally a pullback into partially fill this imbalance, right? And obviously go ahead and continue bullish, right? And at least into this area, but that's kind of what I was hoping for, or ideally anticipating for price to do on the H4, right? So it wasn't really, this candle here was kind of where the move was from. It's kind of down into this area. It's just a fixed 2% target. But ideally, that's what my initial thought process was in terms of coming down to partially fill that imbalance area and continuing bullish, right, at least short term. Okay, now also you can argue there's a potential POI that you can refine to the wick, but obviously that's an internal POI, so you don't expect that to hold long term and put in new lows, because obviously if it was external and got a closure below this low, then yeah, fair enough, it might be a bit more of a valid POI or a high probability POI, right? But it didn't. It instead was just wicked out the previous external low, which if anything leads to us having a bullish bias, right? And then obviously when we jump onto the M15 time frame, as you can see here, right, what did price do? So obviously we more so consolidated during Asia. We then seen pre-London or Frankfurt kick in, etc. And we seen price shift to the downside, putting in new lows, right? And then from there, we had this range low, get this range high, and what did price do? Well, we had a nice wick rejection, okay? And obviously we came into my trading times during London. So obviously I was on the charts from 7 o'clock, scouting out through the pairs. I'd seen price obviously wick rejecting that as previous low. I also looked at the 15-minute overall and thought, surely we're going to collect some imbalance here before heading to the upside, okay? And pretty much what I did is I simply just dropped to the M1 time frame, as you can see here. Now that 15-minute wick rejection that you previously saw was obviously above these highs here. We wick rejected on the M15, and then I jumped onto the M1 time frame. Okay, now on the M1 time frame, as you can see from here, we had a lot of bullish momentum to the upside leading into that wick rejection. We also put in new highs, etc., without breaking bearish just yet. Now, as you can see, we had this range high and this range low form, and this is what piqued my interest. Why? Because we've seen price shift to the downside. Now, also that we've seen price break structure to the downside. Okay. Now, this was using a BRC entry model that I teach and use here at ZCFX Trading. As you guys know, we have 2 entry models at ZCFX, CP and BRC. I won't explain what they fully are, but you can maybe guess kind of what they are. But BRC is what I decided to choose for this trade. And as you can see, price broke structure to the downside. Okay, so we had this range high, range low. Price broke structure to the downside. And ideally, I wanted to enter obviously around this area. But I thought we may perform a top wick off a bullish candle because we just broke out some significant structure. Therefore, I'll obviously want to looked a short. Now my stops were above here because it was just, nice and safe. I thought, sometimes price may pull back. Obviously then, gives kind of confirmation, which would be, CP, etc. looked a short from. But I thought just because we may see some momentum kick in the market from previously what we saw, I just decided, and it felt right in the moment, being a discretionary trader, to just opt in for a BRC entry. Okay, but as you can see from here, I wait for price to just develop for a little bit, because sometimes I'll enter straight away, sometimes I won't. And then 18 seconds later, there wasn't any reason for why it was 18 seconds. It was just price came back up here. We partially filled and slightly tapped into the imbalance, and straight away I manually clicked sell on MasterTrader and got filled in at such an amazing price. And as you can see from there, 0 drawdown. Okay, literally, you could not get a better entry than this out there. I don't think anyone's ever going to catch a sniper entry like this. Oh, no, maybe that's a bit exaggerated, right? Not anyone ever. A couple of my students have caught great entries like this, but I was just so gassed about this setup, right? I came on the charts a bit later as well. I think it was like 10 past 7. And then I seen this playing out, and I thought, yeah, you know what? Let's just get in. Let's catch the momentum here, and let's just see what happens. And as you can see from there, I had a fix to our target, and within 1, 2, 3, 4, just under 5 minutes, I was out the trade. So 5 minutes of trading for that day. Came on the charts about 10 past 7. I left the charts after this trade about half 7, right? So 20 minutes on the charts, give or take. And obviously I just sent out my analysis to the Discord as well before that. I'd also sent out the fundamentals to them as well for that day. But yeah, 5 minutes in the trade, 20 minutes on the charts, and done in the morning. And it's not even 8 o'clock yet before people are still waking up to go to work their 9 to 5. But it's just insane. The way we trade is absolutely insane, but I'm not going to blow their own trumpet, I like to say. But guys, this has been my trade recap. I hope you guys understand it. If you have any questions, comment below. Or if you want to see any of the content, maybe a bit more about my strategy, just let me know down below as well. And as always, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already for more content. Guys, have a good one. Take care. See you on the next one.